Hi guys, welcome. Happy Saturday. Hello there. This is going to be their confessions for the beautiful sign of Pisces. Hi guys, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Okay. If you are new here with me, hello, hello. If you are returning, welcome back. If you are subscribed to the tribe, and what's good, fam bam? Hello to my members. If you were a Patreon or patron of mine, it is temporarily shut down. It is amazing how many of you are like, Marv, what happened? When I've been trying to tell you. There were a myriad of problems, connectivity issues with the lines, things that just don't make any sense. Guys, I'm not in a position where I can do anything about that. And I don't think that it's fair to charge anybody anything that they're not getting. So right now, the YouTube membership is available, active, and kicking. You can decide if you want to come back or not. It really supports the channel, but it is up to you. Now, I never changed those, my memberships on YouTube. I just added Patreon in addition to, and I'm happy that I didn't stop it because I really would have been up the creek without a paddle. If you were a patron and you want to come back to YouTube, you can certainly do that. I'm just going to be incorporating the offerings and doing it that way. Let's enough about that. Everything you need, Pisces, is below in the description box for you. Wow, that's interesting. Whoa. Okay, we got some. Four of your first cards has already come out about this person and their confessions for you. Anyway, everything that you need is below in the description box. I am a certified Scentsy consultant. If home fragrance is your jam, go below in the description box and you will find a surprise. Okay, you can go on my website www.marvelousmadam.com for more details, or the direct link to my Scentsy personal website is also down there. And you will find out what your surprise will be. Okay, if you're interested in what that surprise is, prior to clicking on the link, you can text that number and I will get back to you. Okay, Pisces, I believe that is everything. Let's go ahead and get started. Oh, and before, one more thing. Everybody is going to be extended. Everybody gets extended in the same video. There will not be an additional video. So the top three, yes, still gets extended for purchase, but what they are is being an extended extension because the format for everybody will be the same. And Pisces, you are no exception. Let's go ahead and get started. I am putting too much energy into this connection and it is draining me. Well, that is a mouthful to start out on, Pisces. This individual, I do feel like this is a true statement. They did put in more. Now, I'm sorry. They did put in energy. They say too much. That's subject to interpretation. You may feel like they didn't do enough, but this person feels like they've done too much in the connection. Typically what happens is that you're either not on the same page with an individual, or your interpretation of what too much is or what should be put in a connection is completely different than what yours was, Pisces. I know that you are very open and you're very flowy, and you don't like confrontation and you don't like certain verbiage. Aggressive type personalities may be attractive to you, but unfortunately, my beautiful Pisces, that's probably too much for you. So as I try to teach when I am coaching and when I'm talking to my client sister circle and everybody that I'm talking to, I'm trying to get you guys in tune with what you are most attracted to and also understanding who you are. So communication is not really your thing. I'm not saying that you don't communicate, Pisces, hear me out. But what I am saying is that your communication is very unique and such. And that is the reason why, unfortunately, per zodiac, it is, or from an astrology standpoint, it is considered in detriment. So you need someone who can understand your unique way of emoting and communicating. I am not serious. I am stringing you along. I do believe that this is true. I can tell you, Pisces, that a lot of the time an individual, depending on what's going on, they're already saying that they're drained at this point of time. If you guys have had any type of conversations for reconciliation, they probably are stringing you along because they're starting with that. They're not serious right now because they're too emotionally drained. It could be that they've tried to tell you this, but again, I do feel automatically off the top that you guys are just missing the mark and not hitting the cylinders at the same time. I do not want to date anyone else. I like to know if you are available. Here is the tricky part about this. They don't want to date anybody else, Pisces, but at the same time, there is a deep resentment towards you right now. What I would say, it will probably be best for you to just, and I really try to stray away from telling you guys to move on with your life, but I'm telling you right now, if you are a Pisces watching this, that I'm instantly getting this brick wall between you and the person that you're connected with. So I feel like if an individual is going back and forth, a lot of the times we adopt the exact same mannerisms by default of the individual that we are dealing with. And I tell you guys before that when you try to play somebody else's game, the game for that element, what looks like a game, feels like a game, and you feel like you've been thrusted into this thing that doesn't make sense, and you try to match that person's energy and beat them at their own game, it typically doesn't work. I think that overall, what they're feeling out of their pain is the two cards that I've shown you. But what the truth of the matter is, the true confession is that they don't want to date anybody else. They're just very angry with you right now. I do feel like that they definitely feel like, you are the individual. Unfortunately, hold on, guys. And I do this all the time. I get itchy. Give me a second. Sorry about that. So, oh yeah, I get a little itchy sometimes. So it appears that the truth of the matter is this is how they feel. I am intuiting this to be the actual truth. However, I don't really feel like even if you are available, it's going to necessarily work until you guys iron out your communication issues. Um, I gossip about you to fuel my ego and make you look like the villain. I really do feel like they do gossip about you. And yes, they're trying to make you look like the villain. You may not feel like the villain and you may not be the villain. You know how some movies and some narratives will have a narrative, they'll identify a villain, and then sometimes the villain is the killer. Sometimes there is a person that fueled the fire, and sometimes there's, in your narrative, Pisces, I'm feeling like you're not actually actively the villain, meaning that you didn't physically do anything. It's the things that you didn't do that actually caused the problem. And that is a lot of what my clients go through and what the zodiac signs go through if you are a one that is pretty passive aggressive. Um, if you are the type, and you do get that bad rap, Pisces, because you are a lover and not a fighter. I'm not saying that you won't speak up for yourself, but again, your communication is that where you could just kind of shut down as soon as you hear somebody, or you're a person, or you don't want anyone mad at you. And it looks like, you have to understand that everybody doesn't get that, just like everyone, we're all different, and that's what makes the world go round. So this person is, I don't believe that you're the villain in that you actually physically cause damage, but your ability to be passive aggressive with a more aggressive personality could also cause equal amount of problems, and that is how this individual is taking that. All right, so we have, I love you too much, it's consuming me, and I know that it is unhealthy, which is falling underneath the, I'm putting too much energy in this connection. They're aware of how much they love you. They feel like it's unhealthy. And a lot of times, Pisces, and I hate to say this as a collective, a lot of times people get caught up with your sign specifically on what could be, because you have an ability of showing an individual with your gentleness and your love of what life can be. And then the moment there's trouble, you swim off. And a lot of times individuals will fall in love with you wholeheartedly, not knowing the whole story, because there's so much that can still be so mysterious about you, because You are very gentle, but at the same time, you leave a lot of things unsaid and undone. And that is like you leave doors open and there's really no resolution. So a lot of individuals, they can become frustrated with you guys. Okay. This individual is actually coming clean about loving you too much, and they know that it is not healthy. I believe what they are being consumed by is that constant back and forth and ebb and flow, and everybody does not do mutable energy the same. And that's probably what they are saying. I can only think superficially because being too deep is difficult for me. I called them out on bullshit on this card. Excuse my language. They are very capable of being deep. As a matter of fact, too deep. And that's probably where, when it comes down to some of the more deeper feelings, depending on what type of Pisces you are and what flavor your Pisces is, that's probably when it can get a little tricky for this individual because they perceive that you're not deep. So they try to match your energy as protection for themselves. And Pisces, you're kind of easy to read for sometimes, especially when I'm reading the other side, because I get so many clients that come to me complaining about your mannerisms, and some other than others. In relationships especially, I know, they want direct communication. They want you to just tell the truth, and unfortunately this is your way of expressing that. And so a lot of the times people will leave, and this person doesn't want to leave. It's killing them. Okay, so they can only think superficially. I think that they have assigned this mode of thinking towards you because they perceive that this is what you feel. Remember, I am not serious. I am stringing you along. And at the same time, I can only think superficially. They are angry. I'm picking up on anger and disappointment, but it's more so a hurt type of thing where they feel like they're protecting themselves, because this is actually what they think about you, Pisces. This right here. This is what they think about the way that you feel about them. So they have to, in turn, put that back onto you in a way to make help them cope. Because nobody, I don't care what your zodiac sign is, wants to be stuck out there by themselves with these feelings in their heart and their hand and not have the reciprocal type of energy from the person, because ultimately that is rejection. And you will be surprised at how many people go through extreme lengths not to feel that pain. Let's keep moving. I do not respect you. I want to take advantage of you because it is easy. This is actually true. They actually do respect you, but they do want to take advantage of you, because they do deem that it's easy, but at the same time, they don't want to date anybody else. This person is all over the place because, again, they're trying to match your mannerisms. They're trying to understand your world. They're trying to understand how, on one hand, you can want them, but on the other hand, you don't fight for them. You have to understand that your nature leaves more questions, Pisces, than answers, depending on what flavor you is. This particular individual that I am reading for, through their energy to you, Pisces, is definitely an individual who has a Pisces in their Mercury. A lot of the times in these confession videos, I'm sorry, this is not the individual that has the pie. I'm reading their energy to you. You're the one, cross watcher. Sorry, Pisces. You're the one that has a Pisces sun and a Pisces Mercury. I don't believe that this video is for any Pisces that has another Mercury. So, the 95% of you guys, your sun should match your Mercury. But for the small percentage of you who may have a Mercury in Aries to match your Aries moon or something like that, I'm not talking to you necessarily. It may resonate, but I'm really talking to reading the energy, the cross watchers energy for you, Pisces. If you have a Pisces sun and a Pisces Mercury, this is their confessions and how they feel about what's going on with you guys right now. Okay, because that's very important. And they really don't want to take advantage of you, and they haven't, but they're stepping out into a new energy because they feel like this is all that they have left to do. Maybe they might get a response from you if they treat you bad. And typically that's the irony of everything. the irony is that, you know, and you have to watch that. Are you that type of individual that if someone sends a text message or a call and says, I love you, you don't know what to say? But yet, if a person calls you or sends a text message and says, F you, then you immediately defend yourself. You got to watch that, because that is a pattern, as you can see, that you're able to identify and respond to garbage quicker. So you'll go into protection mode quick. That's the test. That's a test. But if someone simply sends you a text message and says, I love you, I miss you, or have a nice day, and you don't know what to say, that's a red flag. So you should think about that. I am distracted by many options. I have opportunities all around me. And that this is true. I do believe that this is true, Pisces. Again, there is a guilt that they feel, although they're pissed off at you and they feel like there's so many things that they want from this connection. They feel like the way that they love you is consuming. And cross watcher, let me say, if it's consuming you that much and you're not getting it back, then you have to find a way, or find a way to deal with that. Like, you can't have these emotions that are that's deep enough to swim in, because if you're trying to swim like a Pisces and you're a non-Pisces, you're going to drown. So you have to get to a point where this isn't draining you, and that it's unhealthy because of the way in which you think about it. If this is your story and you know you want me to talk about your Pisces that you're connected with, cross watcher, I can do that. But for the general collective energy, I'm saying you have to also find a way. It's not just loving the Pisces, it's the way in which you guys are having issues, because you know you may not be necessarily on the same page emotionally, and you have to find a way to deal with that. However, cross watcher, according to this, you do have many options, and I believe that you do, but there's a guilt, because a lot of the times we get caught up by what didn't happen, what hasn't happened, could have happened. And so when we do that, we automatically blame the other person, because it's like, well, I have all of these options, but I'm not moving on, but somehow secretly this is your fault. It's not Pisces' fault. You either move on or you don't. And if you decide not to, date anyone else because you have these options, you said that you don't want to date anyone else and that you would like to know whether Pisces is available, yet you're distracted by many options. Right now, maybe it's just best that you just focus on these other options, find out whether they're viable or not, and call it a day. Okay. My loyalty stands within myself. I have no loyalty for you. That's actually very, very true. They have been loyal to you, Pisces, and they feel like they're not going to do that anymore. They had to pull their energy back to focus on themselves, which is exactly what I was saying. And I am too insecure to deal with myself. I am seeking validation from others. I honestly feel like that could be definitely a possibility, that they feel like they need validation, but I don't feel like they need validation from others. I feel like they just need validation from you. You have to understand, Pisces, when you're not speaking, or you speak in a language that other individuals don't understand, when they love you, this person is saying, I love you too much, and you don't give them that validation that they need, that you love them back, then this is what causes those problems. Again, and they are probably very insecure because you have not given them the validation that they need in this particular relationship, or this connection. So they have to get it from others. I really do feel like, this is what's standing out to me. I have no loyalty for you. They're angry, and they had to put themselves first. I understand. Especially now, I'm instantly feeling Taurus. Like, let's just use Taurus for an example, because I speak that language. So Pisces, if you are connected with a Taurus is fiercely loyal, fiercely loyal. And if you are a Pisces sun and a Taurus sun, and let's just say your Taurus, the Taurus individual has a Taurus Mercury, and Pisces, again, you have a Pisces Mercury. You guys make beautiful love, and intimacy is amazing because those two go together, but they don't speak the same language. So you're probably, the Taurus will get to a point. You're mutable, Pisces. Taurus is fixed earth. they will pull that energy back and be loyal to themselves, because you have proved in some way that by your inability to speak and do certain things, because we're talking about an earth sign who generates their security based upon acts of service. And I'm going to also link that test. I want you guys to start taking that test to see what your love language is. If your love if Pisces, if your love language is words, and the Taurus's love language is acts of service, that's not it, and you're not meeting each other halfway, then that's a recipe for disaster. I'm going to end it here, and we're going to go. I'll see you in the net when the screen flips. I'll see you, and I got to put this down. I'll see you when we talk about the romantic intentions that this person has for you, Pisces. I'll see you in a minute, and I mean not even a minute, a second. Bye, guys. All right, guys, let's get into their romantic intentions. All right. We are going in with the deck. If you're interested, it is in knowing what it is below in the description box. Guys, please look out for videos on various Scentsy products and things of that nature. We're going to do an intro, and we got some things coming up. So as I am feeling better and getting my energy back, we get back into the swing of things, okay? I am putting too much energy into this connection, and it is draining me. It's being clarified by sacrifice it all for love. Everybody, for some strange reason, has been getting this card. You're not going to be able to see what the bottom says. I didn't realize that the font was this little when I ordered the deck, but I did want a different type of deck that riffed on Romance Angel Oracles, and I love this handmade deck. You have to give it up to the card makers and the makers, as we call ourselves. So love has nothing to do with what you are expecting to get, only with what you are expecting to give, which is everything. So they're being guided to sacrifice it all for love, regardless of whether they're putting too much into putting too much energy into the connection. In Pisces, you know, it is safe to say that they don't want to make a sacrifice if they don't feel like it's worth sacrificing it all for. A lot of times what we need reconciliation with, or what we need to reconcile within, is the fact that we're still guided to do it. You still need to do it because of the saying, it is better to have love and loss than not to have been loved or loved at all. But that is subject to interpretation. So they're struggling with sacrificing it for you. It's safe to say that they probably feel like they have sacrificed a lot already, okay? When we're talking about I am not serious, I am stringing you along. Hold on. Let me just put them to the side so I can show you the card. That is being clarified by make a selfish decision, okay? They're struggling with whether they're going to sacrifice it all for love, because they're being guided. Remember that loyalty card? I am not loyal to you, the one that I told you my loyalty stands within myself. I feel like that's them making a selfish decision. Sometimes sometimes in life you have to make a selfish decision and do what is best for you. So they feel like that stringing you along and not being serious with you is matching your energy so you can know what it feels like. And they feel like, I put my all into this connection, and you were not serious. You did not take it seriously. So now I'm stringing you along. And that's the selfish decision, Pisces, that they are guided to make right now. They feel like that's what they should do. I do not want you to date anybody else. I read that card wrong. So it wasn't that. Oh, maybe I did. It says, I do not want to date anybody else. I like to know when you are available. So I do not want you to date anybody else. And I read that card in the top of this reading as, I do not want to date anybody else. It's, I don't want you to date anybody else. So let's go ahead and get into that. I like to know you are available. I read that all wrong and added extra stuff into it. So they want to. They don't want you to date anybody else, and they like the fact that you are available and you're not giving yourself to anybody else. And there's a lot of cards that have come out about this. So let's go ahead and address it correctly. Because when I read it wrong and added those extra, because I'm dyslexic apparently, and when I read it wrong and added that extra commentary into it, you know, it kind of changed the card. This is, I do not want you to date anyone else because I like to know you are available. That did and does play into the fact that they want to make sure that you are still available because they don't want you to give yourself to anyone else, Pisces. So they're being guided to get the courage and dare. Get the courage and dare to come towards you. Being deeply loved by someone gives you strength, while loving someone deeply gives you courage. So they're struggling with coming forth with their truth. Also, take a romantic trip. There has been some energy around taking a trip, whether you guys have never done it before. There needs to be a trip to maybe mend things. You need to spend some time. Sometimes a trip is just what you need to reconnect. Some people go on trips all the time and they hate traveling with one another. But think about the adventure and the excitement that you would have by actually taking the trip with a person, being outside of your normal surroundings and circumstances and really focusing on one another. It looks like exactly what spirit and the romance angels are advising you guys that you need to do or that they should do. It doesn't matter where you are going. It only matters who you have beside you. Okay. So they're trying to get the courage to deal with that. And then also their romantic feelings, dealing with their romantic feelings, loving you in secret. The secret of love is seeking variety in your life together and never letting routine chords and the dull of the melody. And never letting routine chords dull the melody of your romance. Okay. So they're dealing with a lot. And that had 3 whole cards. Wow. Get courage and dare, take a romantic trip, and dealing with their romantic feelings. I gossip about you to fuel my ego and make you look like the villain. That was that card. We're going in now. They're craving for you. Okay. They're craving for you. Someone craving for you. They really do. There's nothing more beautiful on earth than a pure love and there is nothing so blightening as lust. Okay. So this person loves you, Pisces, and they're craving for you at the same time, but they're also being guided to take their time. When the right time comes, you will find the right one for you and he will stay forever. So I feel like they're dealing with the fact, again, a very Pisces way of looking at something. They're now going into a very Pisces way of looking at this situation because on one end, they love you and crave for you, but then on the other end, they're really struggling with, again, there are other options that they have right now, Pisces. And before they did not do that. It was all about you, and now things have changed. They still are acknowledging that they love you very much. I love you too much. It's consuming me, and I know it's not healthy. And I stopped that. And then this is what we have. And what has come out is longing for love in reverse. Now, again, these have been coming out in reverse. The way that I shuffle all upright. I feel like they're upside down about longing for love because I'm intuiting. I'm going to show it to you upright. Intuiting longing for love to mean that they're upside down for longing for love in general because they don't long for anyone else's love. They long for your love, but they're still Pisces upside down in that. We all go about longing for love. It's the first need of our natures and it's the loudest cry of our heart. So they long for you, although they know that it is unhealthy. But again, they are upside down and trying to process that because they got 1 foot in the door and 1 foot out the door. Okay. I can only think superficially because being too deep is difficult for me. Again, that is not true. This individual is trying to match your individual and your energy, Pisces. They're trying to give you what they perceive you gave them. Being clarified by trust your loved one. And that explains it because they did not trust what you were doing. They felt like you only think superficially. That is a true relationship is when you can tell each other anything and everything, no secrets and no lies. And that's because they know that you have feelings deep enough to swim in, and yet you decided to hold your feelings and not become clean about your feelings. So again, they're trying to match your work. And it's not that you wanted to hold those feelings, Pisces. It's just a different way of communicating. But unfortunately, they don't speak that language and you don't speak theirs. We have another reversal. I do not respect you. I want to take advantage of you because it is easy. Well, they're upside down in that, so we know that that is completely a lie. It's love at first sight. Right now, we don't meet people by accident. They are meant to cross our path for a reason. That is upside down. So they're still stuck in loving you and having the love for you at first sight. Taking advantage of you is the last thing that they really want to do. They're struggling again with getting you back. They loved you from the first time they saw you, or really maybe there was an incident. You know, sometimes guys, you can be in something with somebody, and then it's that one thing. It's that one thing. Like you feel like, okay, this person is cool and you're kind of excited, but it's that one thing that happens and you feel like you know. Maybe it's a conversation. It really depends on what your moon is, because depending on your moon, that's going to show you. Maybe this person is successful and you went inside of their empire, or you went inside of what you perceive as success and you're like, okay, I can love this person. You give yourself permission to love. Or maybe it's a connection. Maybe you're an air moon, and as soon as you know they were articulate and they hit it out of the park with some of their ideas. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe they're impulsive and they seem so exciting, and you have a fire moon, so you are equally taken by the fire and the tenacity, and that's what impresses you. Or maybe you're earth and it's like acts of well, I said that, who am I? Water. You have a water moon, so it's just a deep connection that you feel, that you felt with this individual. That is kind of your thing. It was that one thing, and this person found it in you, Pisces. I am distracted by many options. Thank you, Spirit. All right. I am distracted. I can't even believe what just came out for this. I am distracted by many options. I have opportunities all around me being clarified by watch out for the love affair. So this person, when you are in a love affair, you risk ending up with a broken heart. The best love affairs are those that you never had. So this person is definitely on the cusp of being distracted by these other individuals. And it is true that they may be willing to risk the broken heart from this situation for a superficial thrill when it's really real with you, and you guys just never sat down to have a conversation about it. This was beautiful. Wow. Oh, and if you look at this, oh my God. So my Lord, look. What came out right after that was a passionate admirer. Your person is being watched by someone. Now, I believe that it goes along with this watch out for the love affair. They're being watched, Pisces. Love is an admiration that comes with patience. Lust is an admiration that comes with impatience. Somebody is trying to bag your person, okay? Let me go into, and I had to say that. Wow. My loyalty stands within myself. I have no loyalty for you. The title card. Woo! Fertility and childbirth. And I got this card for another zodiac sign, and I apologize. I don't remember who that was. I feel like this individual, unfortunately, doesn't see that they can birth anything with you, Pisces. But also, when I'm looking at fertility and childbirth, I also instantly go into something with the way that they were raised. I think I had this with Libra. Libra had this, their person. There was some type of childhood something that went along with this, is what I'm feeling. And this person, maybe your person that I'm reading for, Pisces, they dealt with abandonment. So part of them having to pull their energy back to depend on themselves has a lot to do with their abandonment issues. So whenever you intend to give birth, Your experience will impact your emotions, mind, and spirit for the rest of your life. It's something surrounded surrounding the way that they were raised, they were reared, their environment, something with childhood. It could have been that you guys lost a baby. It could have been that you guys were not on the same page when it came down to a child. I do know some Pisces that have accidentally gotten individuals impregnated. I'm talking about male to female, and decided that they didn't want the baby. That could be some of you guys's things, and maybe that is what further put the nail in the coffin here. Because, but then again, you know, I don't want to touch that, but there is definitely something there. I am too insecure to deal with myself. I am seeking validation from others. Again, I intuit that, and I'm going to show you the card to mean that they are seeking your validation, not from others, but they're getting the validation from others because you guys are not together. Being clarified by beware of the devil. Somebody is going to come in and charm the damn pants off of this individual, Pisces. If you care anything about this individual, I would advise that you get in there and you do what you have to do to fix this, because somebody is coming in and this person is not going to be true. An angel who makes you cry is better than the devil that makes you smile. This person is going to come in and validate the person. And remember, this could be either one of you guys right now, because Pisces, you are not above being charmed as well. But your person is saying that they're distracted. Somebody is going to come in and they are being guided to beware of the devil. So what they did not get from you, they will go and get elsewhere. Like, share, subscribe to the Marvelous Tribe if this is your story. Let's go ahead and tap into it. Readings are open as always. We just started a brand new month, so we have availability, but it won't be lasting that long. And another thing that I did, guys, for your convenience, is I opened up the video readings, because you guys have been game banging about these video readings, but I took them off of Google and went back to Zoom. So the connectivity issue should be a little bit more streamlined. So I've always had both, but I use Zoom for classes more, and you don't care about all of that. But video chats are open. And I have extended them beyond the original time slot that I had allocated for them. So video chats are open basically for the duration of the weekend readings now. So you can go ahead and book yours today. Check below in the description box as well in the pinned comments for your codes. You don't have to pay full price because they're on sale. We're going to have a summer sale too, but right now, these individual codes do not expire until the end of April. So why pay full price, guys? You guys are on me. And when I do it, you don't do it. It's so many. And I like money just like you guys. But go ahead and just get the code if that's your jam. If you want to pay full price, because I got a lot of my earth signs that'll be like, I'm not doing that, Mar. Just take the money. It's always an argument with my Tauruses. It's just like, fine. But I speak that language. Bye.